Please welcome our first presenter, actress and recording artist, Camille Winbush.
You may know her as an actress, dancer, activist, but I know her as a friend, a comedian, therapist, nurse, and sometimes bodyguard. Early in her career, she solidified her place in the hearts of little girls everywhere as Sasha in the Dolls Come to Life film Bratz. Soon after, she caught the eye of mega writer and producer Tyler Perry in the comedy series Meet the Browns. In the drama series Hit the Floor, she showed the world she had major dance skills and that the Georgia-born Southern Belle could pull off playing a villain that could stand in formation with the likes of Miranda Priestley and Cruella de Vil. Most recently, she has charmed us all as Samantha White in the controversial Netflix hit series Dear White People, playing a character whose story has somewhat mirrored that of her own, and it garnered her 2 Best Actress NAACP Image Award nominations. With every character she plays, she gives her all, from learning how to play the cello for a film role, to accidentally breaking her nose in dance rehearsals and still performing full out as if nothing happened. She is small but mighty. Her presence can be felt in any room she enters. Never afraid to speak her mind, she stands up for her beliefs and what is right wholeheartedly. As a Black Lives Matter, anti-police brutality, women's rights, and LGBTQIA ally, the activist uses her celebrity platform to promote consciousness and uses her social media to enlighten and engage her very large following. She has her hand in any and everything that will affect our future, from working alongside the ACLU to protect and engage voters, to the Motion Picture Television Fund, which supports employees of the film industry who have fallen on hard times or transitioning into assisted living, as well as being a spring break fundraiser ambassador to City Year Los Angeles. Whew. If all of that isn't enough, she's also been flexing her writing and journalistic muscles, writing a piece for La La magazine where she had the honor of interviewing Gloria Steinem about her newest book and upcoming biopic. With all of that said, it has been a joy to watch her grow into a strong Black woman and to see where her career will take her next. I am so looking forward to finding out what the future holds for her. And if this honor is any indication, the sky is the limit. It gives me great pleasure to present this award to my dear friend, my sister, a woman who is definitely making history, Logan Browning.
True story. No glory. Let's go. Yeah, the old me used to love a Gemini. Like a threesome, messing with them every night. A lot of two-faced people show me both sides. So I figured out I gotta be my own type. They used to say to get a man, you had to know how to look. They used to say to keep a man, you had to know how to look. But I'm solo and solo, sick and so you ain't never be. Stop being myself, kinda attitude.
Yikes. Guys, this is Camille Winbush. Please give her a round of applause. Do I? No. No. All loud. On women's. Big round of applause.
I thought you were going to say, I'd get you all to myself. How fabulous.
Yeah, well, I would like to say thank you to the board and to the National Women's History Museum. This is an incredible honor I did not expect, and to be able to sit here with my family and my friends and have my amazing friend Camille present to me. I mean, the reason I really wanted Camille up there is because she's a woman who deserves to shine, and you guys all got to see her poise, her elegance, the way she speaks, the way she thinks. And you know, for me to just get to see her and then to be blessed by her words was very special.
It moved you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it moved you, yeah, to hear someone's perception of you. And that is the value of a museum like this, isn't it? So that we can see ourselves in each other, yeah?
Yeah.
You play very strong women archetypes. Why is it important in your mind that not just little girls, but also little boys get to see powerful women on screen?
Well, first, it's so important for all of us to see ourselves represented on screen. It's important for women especially, because if you don't see yourself represented, then you don't think that you exist in the world. And it's important for young boys because when you think about negative gender stereotypes, young boys are told that they have to be a certain way and they can only look to this, they can only play with the cars and the soldiers, and they need those strong women figures to develop their personal sense of femininity, because if they don't get to see that, it becomes dangerous for them. And little boys who aren't in touch with their femininity learn to hate femininity. They learn to abuse femininity, and that's dangerous. I had an amazing father who was raised by a strong woman, who admired his strong sister, who married a strong woman, and then raised a strong woman. Not every little boy gets to see that, and so it's really important for the images on screen to portray strong women. And every woman is a strong woman. It's just a matter of how it's realized and how it's portrayed.
So, yes. The young people entering Hollywood today and moving up have a far different experience than those who've come before. You come with an empowered sense of self and a sense of activism. Is that making a difference for your experience in Hollywood with the Me Too movement?
Oh, with Me Too. I would say that all of the movements affect me greatly because I care about people. I was raised to be a compassionate person. My mom is here with me. She's so fabulous. She has blue hair right now. My mom has blue hair, and I'll tell you why. It's because it's for Colon Cancer Awareness Month. My dad is no longer with us, and that cancer attacked his life. And my parents, I saw growing up, this is just who they are. It's who they were. It's who we were as a family unit. Growing up, I never saw a delineation between like, what is activism and who are we? It's just a part of us. So it's so funny now to have this word attached to you. You're like, oh, what does this word mean? What do these movements mean? But for us, that was just a way of being, you know?
They infused that in you to stand up for yourself and use and honor your voice.
They did, and my parents, I was raised with arts, and I was raised in the church. And arts and activism have always gone hand in hand. I watched so many visual and performing artists use their art as vehicles for change. And I feel like now I don't know what that is, to not use your art as your activism. And the church has always been a place where, you know, even you think about a pastor's sermon, they're talking about their passion, and then there's action. What do you take away from this? So I learned very young to be an action citizen, to take what I'm learning, to take my passion and to do something with it.
And who are the women who have most inspired that sense of activism and artivism?
I'm sorry, Mom, it's you. Like, it really is. I'm just so grateful. But I'm also grateful because I have so many women I work with who I get to emulate, and Yvette Lee Bowser is an amazing showrunner. She is a badass woman, and I had the pleasure, she's also my birthday twin, I've had the pleasure of watching her on Dear White People's set, And she's been in the game for a long time. And so that's why this museum is so important, because we have to see that this is not uncharted land. This is a path that has been laid before me, and I'm walking in footsteps. Because if I show up and I feel like I'm doing it for the first time, which yes, sometimes we are, but if I show up and I feel like I'm doing it for the first time, then I'll feel alone. I'll feel like maybe I can't succeed. But to see someone else who's already done it, that empowers me.
And what are some of the, please feel free to clap. And
Feel free to clap.
What are some of the exhibitions you'd like to see displayed at the museum that would move the needle in terms of our advancement forward?
Online, right now, the National Women's History Museum has an exhibit dedicated to the African American women who are part of the civil rights movement, and that is so important to me. I feel like the civil rights movement is such a huge part of our collective history, and that is what the Women's History Museum is doing, is ensuring the integration of women's history into the entire American consciousness. And what I love about that exhibit is that there are women who I grew up learning about: Sojourner Truth, Ida B. Wells, Mary McLeod Bethune, but there are also women who I don't know about, and that is the point, is the unsung heroes. And I remember even in the Ava DuVernay movie Selma, there's a character Tessa Thompson played, and I had never heard of this character, Diane Nash. I should have known who Diane Nash was, and I didn't. And I won't beat myself up for that, because where is my museum? You know?
It's coming. It's coming. With all of our help, it's coming. And why is it important then to showcase, display, and highlight, exalt the activists whose shoulders we stand upon?
We have to preserve the stories. We have to, that is our history, is storytelling. And that is how we remember who's come before us. Activists are so special because they come in so many forms, you know? I think the word activist, as it sounds now, like you think you have to be protesting and you have to be, you know, marching, which yes, please do that, join us. But also, you can be an activist every single day in everything you do. When you see something that's, you know, that's not equitable, say something. And so the people who have done that, we have to honor them, because it is a brave thing to do, as you said.
All right, my final question. What would you like to see happen in the next decade in reference to the advancement of women? If you had to choose one thing.
Oh, wow. If I had to see one thing happen, I definitely want to see a woman president. Like, who got to decide that men only get to be presidents? Where they do that at? Like, in America? That's crazy. No, like, I want to see a woman president. And I mean, maybe this is way... I want all women to support each other. I got to interview Gloria Steinem, as my friend Camille told you, and the reason I admire Gloria Steinem so much is because she understands that there is no such thing as white feminism. Feminism means you support everyone, you make sure to look out for everyone, and she always uses her voice to highlight the Black women, the Latina women who have, the Muslim women, everyone who has fought for feminism. And I feel like that's what I really would want, is the more that we can come together as a collective source of badass women, that is where the future lies.
Well, Logan Browning, what a badass chick you are. Thank you so
Am
much.
I allowed to say that? I hope so.
You sure are. Congratulations. My honor to interview you.
Thank you.
Onward. I'm hopeful in the world because of young voices like yours. Thank you so
I
much.
appreciate
And
it. Thank you.
congratulations.